Hey there, Seb the Realtor here. In this video, I'm going to answer the question, should you stage your Silicon Valley home or not? If you're wondering if there is any benefit to staging your home in terms of how much money you're going to make or how long it's going to take to sell, then you definitely want to watch this video. If you're thinking about selling your home in Silicon Valley, you are probably wondering if you should stage your home or not stage your home. And that is, I think, one of the most often asked questions that I get as a realtor here in the Bay Area. And to be honest, there is no cut and dry yes or no answer to that, I don't believe. I think, though, that we should begin by first defining what exactly is staging. A lot of people think that staging means bringing in rented furniture and decor and artwork and placing it artfully around the home to give buyers an idea of like how the space flows and what it can be best used for and how it might look if they had their own cool looking furniture in there as well. I don't really feel that is the biggest part of staging, or really even any part of staging. I think that staging is basically dressing up a home to make it look the most appealing it can be given the time and resources available and expected return on the investment of making the home look that particular way. When I list a home here in the Bay Area, one of the first things that I do typically is I do go through the property with a stager, and the stager will come up with a list of things that can be done to the home to increase its appeal without necessarily bringing in rented furniture, because many times the homes are actually owner occupied and the owner already has a lot of furniture. So it's not a question of adding furniture, it's a question oftentimes of removing furniture, removing artwork and clutter and bric-a-brac, and building a scene in the property that really lets the appeal of the house shine through without all the stuff getting in the way. And of course, a lot of people, like myself, would say there's much more to staging than just the simple placement of furnishings and decor. There's also the question of how does the house itself look? What about the paint colors, or the flooring choices, or the window coverings, or the lighting, or the landscaping? There are many things that go into how a house feels when you get into it that really have nothing to do with the way that the furniture is placed. Listen, the reality is that the way that you live in a house has very little to do with the way that the house is sold. The way that you live in your house has maximum appeal to you. Usually it has appeal to you anyway, but it may not be what most buyers would find to be to their choice. I find that the biggest benefit to staging is to broaden the appeal of the house to as many buyers as possible, and that does not necessarily mean bringing in a lot of furniture. There's many times where I can see that the furniture that is brought in doesn't really fit the aesthetic of the house at all. So if you are selling a house that is occupied, usually the question is not so much what furniture are we going to bring in, but what furniture are we going to take out. Hey, before I go any further, could I ask you to please mash that subscribe button right there and subscribe to my YouTube channel? And don't forget, click that little bell to make sure that you get a notification every time I put up a brand new fun, fact-filled video, kind of like this one. The stagers will refer to this as editing the house, right? What needs to be removed so that the buyers really have the best possible feeling for your home, that it appeals to as many buyers as possible. But what if you've already moved out of your house and that your house is vacant or mostly vacant? Should you stage your home with rented furnishings to really give buyers a really great sense of how the space can best be used to maximize the appeal of the property, to give the property a lot of flow, which is something that a lot of stagers talk about being a big, huge benefit of staging? And the answer is, it really depends on your marketing strategy. If your marketing strategy is that you want to set a very high price for your home and that you really want to aim for that price and that nothing less than that price will do, then you may want to stage your home in order to maximize the appeal, to give it the highest sense of style, to appeal to that one particular buyer who is going to love that one style. So you're kind of placing a bet that this staging will appeal to that buyer who is going to pay the most for your house. And that is not a bad bet to make. In fact, new home builders, they always have a demonstration home. And when you go in there into these demo new builder homes, the staging is always fantastic. You always get like a bit of a rush, or I do anyway, when I go into these new homes and they're beautifully staged. They have like really high-end designs and they look absolutely fantastic. And you think, yeah, I want that. I gotta say though, that the new home stagers, they they typically go several levels of magnitude higher than most typical residential resale home stagers will do. They really nail it with that new construction. And that new construction, they will oftentimes be able to hold onto their properties for many, many months while they are waiting to find a buyer who will pay that price. If you are a individual home seller selling your somewhat used but still well-loved home, you may not have months to hold out. And especially if you are staging your home, you are paying for that staging furniture. How much does it cost to have that home staged? The initial staging might be for $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000. It really depends on how big your home is. Then how much is it going to cost you for every additional month to keep that staging furniture in there? It's going to cost you about half what the initial staging fee is. So if the initial fee is $5,000, you could expect to be paying $2,500 every month while you're waiting for that buyer to come along. I have seen many homes which go on the market and they are staged, and then after 60 days or 90 days, they destage the house when they haven't found the buyer. I think there's a sense that by staging your house, you are likely to get a higher sale price and it is likely to sell faster. But actually, I haven't seen that to really be the case. In fact, in a study by the Journal of Housing Research published in 2015, they found that staging a house really has no effect on the sale price whatsoever. On the other hand, you will find some studies that have been done by the Real Estate Staging Association, who of course they have a vested interest in showing you how great staging is. They say that like 73% of homes sold for more money by 1 to 6% when they were staged, and they sold faster. And then there have been some anecdotal reports that have been done by realtors to the National Association of Realtors, and 22% of realtors say that staged homes sell for at least 1% higher than homes which have not been staged. My feeling is that a lot of realtors tell their sellers that they need to stage their house because a lot of sellers want to get a really high price for their house. And the realtors will say, well, I think if you want to get that much money for your house, you better stage your house because that will help you get that higher price. I don't feel that's the best way to go and get a really high price, especially given how much staging actually costs. Now, again, earlier I said that staging isn't so much about putting the furniture in the house and decorations. It really has a lot to do with overall broadening the appeal of the house, and I feel that can best be done by cleaning, by decluttering, by making targeted certain improvements as may be necessary, perhaps like painting or landscaping. It is largely about removing the negative things that every buyer hates, like dirt, and they hate bad smells, and they hate clutter and grime. Pretty much everybody hates that. So remove those things which buyers will definitely have a negative feeling about. And then once all that has been taken care of, set the price to be an attractive price where you will get a lot of interest in the property and you will get multiple offers. And that is something that has for sure been shown to guarantee you the very best price that the market has to bear every single time. If your concern is getting the very highest price possible for your home, staging is not the way that is going to do it. I'm not saying that staging will hurt you and it will get you a lower price, but again, the research says that there is really no benefit to staging your home if the idea is to get a higher price and a faster sale. Always, if you want to get a higher price and a faster sale, which is what almost every seller wants, the way forward is very clear. Put that aggressive price on your property, get as many buyers in your door as quickly as possible, get offers in, and have me, your realtor, negotiate the offers up, have the buyers fighting against each other to see who can get you the best offer with the most amazing price and terms the market has to bear. Listen, if you want to talk about your particular situation and what we can do to maximize your home's appeal, and that includes the presentation of your home, which may or may not include actually staging it per se, then go ahead and give me a call. My number is here at the bottom of the screen. Please feel free to call me or text me anytime. I'd love to sit down with you, talk about your situation, find out what your goals and needs are for the sale, and together we'll come up with a strategy that will for sure get you the very best, highest price the market has to bear, better than you can get with any other strategy, system, process, or agent for selling your home. All right, that is all I have for this video. Thank you so very much for watching. And if you did enjoy this video, I'm guessing, just a guess, you might also enjoy some of these videos over here. These these are some of the most popular videos here on my YouTube channel, so please do take a look. All right, thanks again for watching, and please stay tuned.